Hey guys, it's Dr. Mark again. And as I mentioned on a previous video, I talked about, we're coming up to the Christmas season, and a lot of times, there's temptations to eat, all sorts of foods, whether it's just eating a lot of foods, whether it's eating a lot of sugary foods. And I think it's really hard for people to almost say no. I wanted to share just a little bit about what I've done over the last little while. I know that, I'm still going to be, you know, maybe indulging a little bit from time to time. So I'm not going to try to pretend to be perfect, but I want to just give you guys maybe some tips. Over the last, I would say 2, 3 months, I've lost about 15 pounds, and it wasn't, because I was any better than anyone. It was just something that I know I needed to do. And so I wanted to share maybe some tips for you guys as to, how we approach, the Christmas season and the Christmas holidays, as well as what little tips that maybe you can take on to do for just generally. So one of the things that I really tried to focus on was eating less and also eating slow. And what that does is it really just helps, obviously reduce your calorie consumption as well as allow your body to feel more full. Another big thing, and I think this is something that a lot of us during this time can really, or I should say, really have to battle, is reducing the sugar levels. Okay, so the candies, the desserts, that was something that I really put an effort into, and so I think from a standpoint, it's not that you don't have a dessert or anything like that, but it's really just watch how many desserts you have, and also watching some of the foods that you're taking in as well. One of the ways that I've really dealt with it was actually logging my food intake. So I would actually write down, some of the foods that I've eaten, actually all the foods that I've eaten during the course of a day. And I have this one story where it's maybe a couple of years back when I was logging my food intake, and I was surprised when I actually did this. So what ended up happening was I ended up um, just kind of walking by the kitchen. I saw a snack that, a family member brought from the Philippines. And all I did, without even thinking, all I did was I just grabbed it, unwrapping it, and then I caught myself realizing I had to log this. And then I actually stopped. And so it wasn't so much that I was hungry. It wasn't so much that, I even wanted to eat it. It was just something that almost was autopilot. And I think sometimes we just get into autopilot where we just grab things and just it's there and we just do it. So I think logging is very critical. And I think it's really something helpful that you can do, really to help you, watch what you eat. Another thing is, greens, eating your vegetables. I mean, that's a principle that I think most people know. For me, I've done and what our family's done really to make sure that we get our greens in is we use a blender. And basically every day, every morning, we get kale, pineapple, we put it in water, and then we blend it. We use a Blendtec, and it's fantastic. It tastes great, and it's quick and easy to drink. One of the things also is I watch the carbohydrates. I watch the grains as background Asian family. The tendency is to eat a lot of rice, so I really hold back on eating rice, and I do watch the grains. The breads, particularly. Really to help reduce the sugar levels that go into my body. Obviously, one of the big things is drinking a lot of water. I think the tendency for us is going through our day not drinking enough water, and it actually makes us hungrier. So I like water because it's nourishing, obviously, and it's good for our bodies. We know that, but at the same time, too, it also helps us decrease our hunger throughout the day. I know for myself, I do like to drink coffee, and I have to supplement a lot with water. Okay, but it's very important to do that because I find that if I don't supplement with water, not only do I feel dehydrated, but I also feel hungrier. Also, last tip really is just more so when you feel full, you are full. Okay, so the tendency I think over the years I felt like especially during the holiday season I feel full, but I gotta like still go for a second plate, or I still have extra room for dessert. And what I've done more recently is be able to recognize when I am full, have that water after, before and after and during the meal, and all of a sudden I'm not as hungry for the dessert, or if I do have the dessert, it's a very small portion. Okay, so I hope you guys can benefit from this. This is just something that I've done over the last 2, 3 months, and like I said, it's really benefited me. I find my waist is definitely happier and able to fit into those clothes better. And I think it also makes it easier just from a lifestyle standpoint, and also making January a lot easier rather than having to start from from a place where you're not feeling so great. So I hope this is helpful, and if it is, great. Leave some comments if you'd like, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, take care. Bye.